Hello, I'm back, and in this video, I'm going to be going over all of the practical changes for Season 4 with Jamie. There's been a lot of interesting changes that bring back some old command grab setups and also give us some new punish counter routes. We have some our wrecker stuff got better. But anyway, I'm going to go through my notes quickly and showcase all of the stuff here. So, first one is on the ground. Our wrecker is plus 31, which opens up a lot of interesting stuff. Because if we dash, we get plus 12, which means a wake up 4-frame button. Will clash. Then we get big damage. We also get a command grab. Oh, it's 5 MP. There we go. So we get a command grab. Now this used to be 2 MP, but now now it's 5 MP as a frame kill. There we go. I'm a bit out of practice. This is all new stuff. Now the other thing is that we now get a meaty heavy palm. So, which is plus 4. Now this leads into a throw. You could do the 5 MP into target combo, or we get a nice 5 HP juggle. And the even more interesting thing is that we can get a few interesting options afterwards, which I'll go through now. So, plus 9 and a drink. So we have 5 MP, 2 HP for a follow-up there. Oh, I need to be at a lower drink level to showcase this. And this also works with any of the wreckers. The plus 31 knockdown is the same for light, medium or heavy. So, but as you can see, our wrecker actually whiffs. but we get some very interesting plus ramps. So if we use a light wrecker, we have an overhead. So we might get something like this. That leads into the next buff, which is this is now +2. It used to be -1, which means we get our throw. So effectively from drink level 2, you could go for an overhead drink into a throw drink and then skip to level 4, which is very strong. And that's something I forgot to put down on my notes, but it does mean that our, this is, you could argue that this is now a usable move. It's like, it's not bad because we get a throw afterwards. Now, going back to the record is that +18, +18 is a driverish command grab. And then +15 sets up another clash. That leads into big damage. I think you could do that before this change, but now we just have an easier time of getting that particular juggle. Yeah, there's another way to get a command grab, but ideally not spending any drive is preferable. Anyway, the main point is that going for heavy palm leads into a throw, leads into a whole bunch of different setups we can do. So I think now you almost always go for a heavy palm after a record knockdown, because it's, it leads into a strike throw situation, leads into a whole bunch of other options we can do to mix up the opponent. So yeah, very, very strong buff, because now we can make an argument to not go for the safe jump. So, this record knockdown is, you can go for more options. So doing more than a safe jump is always nice. Although maybe a safe jump is still slightly better. Okay. Now, because of the record changes, we also get some new optimal routes. Now, this only works at drink levels 0 to 3, but we get this route on a punish counter. And it's really, really good. Really high damage. Does require a bit of manual timing. That's the only downside to this. So as you can see, it's the second hit of OD Wrecker that needs to hit the opponent to juggle them at the correct height. And you'll know you've got the right amount of height when the camera shifts up a tiny bit. 4,000 damage with 2 bars of drive and a level 1. Now, I don't think a lot of characters get that much damage for a level 1. So perhaps Jamie is now closer to a mid-tier character than say he used to be. Oops. This should be drink level 3. As you just saw, it drops halfway through. $4,700, so almost 5k damage, which, you know, when you approach 5,000 damage, that is comparable to an SA2 or an SA3 that combo that you didn't optimize, right? So it's an extremely efficient use of the super meter. So that's going to be replacing all of my future cash out options, although I think doing this is still more damage. It just puts you into burnout, so if you commit to it and it doesn't kill the opponent, well, you're in trouble. Anyway, that is a very important change. The other interesting change is that the second hit of Wrecker is now safe. It's -3, so it's... Oh, sorry, OD Wrecker is safe, so... You know, before this would be -6 or -10 or something, but now we can go for... something like that. And this might catch some people off guard because they might OD DP or use an SA3 as a reversal on the second hit to get a punish counter, but we're safe, so that actually might catch a few people off guard. So, you know, maybe you do this and just do nothing, and they whiff a reversal, and then we get, you know, that SA1, the new SA1 optimal that I just showed you. That could be a potential route. 5HK got its range buffed, so we could throw this move out a bit more casually and fish for punish counters, which, I mean, the only purpose for that is to do the Shen Shao combo, so, you know, quality of life change perhaps. I think also some edge case scenarios where you could, like, if someone was to back, like you do this, so if they were to back jump there, you can throw out a 5HK and it would still hit the opponent, but it's very, I don't know. I don't know if it's good, because it's just a huge read, and it's can't say this is good. Might even be... yeah, it might even be characters specific. For example, big bodies or smaller body characters in my weapon, so I wouldn't rely on it, but that is something new you can do. Wouldn't say it's good though. It's okay, you know, it's like a surprising thing to do, maybe, in a tournament. But I wouldn't rely on it to win. It just means that the range got buffed, so it's a bit easier to catch people in the air with 5 HK, but that's like an edge case scenario thing, so it's not. Now, the interesting thing is that we actually get more damage now on a jump in. So on an OD Wrecker and so before, OD Wrecker used to scale in each hit. So it used to be like 60% or something. But now, because it's comparable to OD Wrecker, I mean OD Palm, OD Wrecker is the same as OD Palm. It's actually better to do. In terms of damage, you get more damage ending in OD Wrecker than you do with OD Palm. But the interesting thing is, if we were to do this combo, $5,800 damage. However, we almost get 6,000 damage with SA2 and SA1, which makes me very happy because I hate using SA3. I just think it's kind of a waste of potential considering that we have so much more options with SA2 and SA1. But now, SA2 and SA1 does more damage, and this, I think, on Punish counter 2 HP heavy Bekai, the SA3 is still going to do more damage. But on this particular jump in, you know, it's interesting how that is not a counter hit and it still does more damage. Well, you know, getting 6,000 damage without actually getting a punish counter is very strong. You know, that's like Ingrid with her stocks hitting. I mean, well, it's harder for Jamie to get this damage. It's a bit more conditional, but at least we can get that damage, even though we have to work for it. You know, Ingrid just throws out the OD beam and gets it for free, but you know, that's a DLC character, so we'll just ignore that. But that roughly does cover all of the new stuff that we have. And I guess the final change is the Wolf Slap. But you have to get this off a counter hit or a punish counter, so, you know. Now, that does mean that if we hit this mid-screen, we get a whole bunch of new options from the Wolf Stomp. So, very, very, very good. The only changes is that 4 HP The 4 HP routes have given us a whole bunch of extra damage off of the Wolf Slap. But from what I've seen, you still have to, you know, spend a driver's council or a level 2. I mean, it's not like you can just easily route into the 4 HP target combo, but you know, that's, I guess that, you know, that's the trade-off for getting the Wolf Slap. You have to spend a resource for it, or get like a counter hit or punish counter. But the only practical thing is we get to add a sweep drink. We get combos like this, which lead into the strike throw situation that everybody hates when they play against Jamie. You know, it just, it gives us more damage and some more combo routes, that's it. But ultimately, you know, if we were to cash out on OD Palm, we get like maybe 500 more damage. That's what it equates to, so it's maybe 1,000 damage. You know, you can figure it out yourself, but I mean, we also get some new routes, which was I wouldn't say new routes, because we could always do this, but now it's not. Now this is kind of legit, it's not trolling. Right, it depends on like where on the stage you hit, you get more plus frames, because the Wolf Slap will be higher the further away you are from the wall. But it just, again, it just opens up a few different options, because you can hit like a heavy palm into a safe jump, go for a double DP combo. I think it's a very, very nice change, and I think the devs are trying to not make Jamie stronger in his early drink levels. So Jamie's still going to be a shit character, but they're buffing his top end, which I think is nice, because I mean, the core gameplay of Jamie is to level up your character, and if there's more of a top end to work towards in terms of what the character can do, it means that the leveling up part of the character, in other words, the identity of the character is actually stronger, because the actual feeling of getting stronger as you level up is more noticeable. So, but you know, how they do that in the future, it would be nice to see, you know, especially like having some kind of drink feint, you know, so it'd be like, I don't know, we'll be like +2 or something if we do this. You know, something like what Sea Viper has. We have, you know, some kind of drink council. An OD drink, maybe. A very nice one would be like an OD Tensei kick. You get like a ground bounce, something cool. Just some more options, some more combo routes. You know, maybe we have a combo that is comparable to the Shen Shao combo. but it would be like OD Tensei Kick. And it would be like, you know, maybe 100 less damage, but more corner carry or something like that. Or it would cost a bit more, but do a bit more damage. I don't know. Not necessarily anything groundbreaking, but giving the character more options. But we'll see. I think Jamie has gotten a lot stronger. He's gotten his old command grab setups back. Oh, that reminds me, the one thing I forgot to mention is that my favorite combo, OD Palm, OD Wrecker, you can do the 4 HP target combo, which is not bad. But more importantly, this route has changed. This one. That's plus 11 now, which is good in other ways because that's a safe jab that can be safe to cinematic reversals. But we actually want to be doing 2MK now. Yeah. 2MK command grip. That's the... Well, I'm very out of practice. Wow, you get the idea. This frame kill is changed to 2MK, and that's also the case as well for this. There we go, plus 6. So in the situations where this was the frame kill to get a command grab, it's now 2MK or 5MP. So I think the only important noticeable change there is that off a grounded wrecker we can get a command grab setup, which before we couldn't because we were 2+, we're like +9. But now we can get a command grab, which, you know, just opens up a whole bunch of different options. So, because after all, command grab links into 2 HP, and then from here, you know, you can do literally anything you want with Jamie and go into any knockdown that you want. That kind of summarizes it. So, like, you know, 4 HP got a massive buff with the Wall Slump, and then the wrecker changes means that Jamie's pressure. There's more command grab setups, more strike throw setups. I mean, you could get plus 31 from other alternative routes, but now it's just a very common and easily accessible route. So yeah, it's really great to see that we have this strike throw. You know, like, this is very good. Yeah, +4 or the juggle is really good. And that is kind of that's all of the changes that I've noted down. Like, there are some, you know, optimal 4 HP coast to coast, or, you know, like optimal damage cash outs that, but you know, like that's not really going to be the main impact that the buffs have. It's mostly the routing changes, the new command grabs setups that we have that don't cost any drive meter, or our older mix-ups have returned from season 1, so the character overall, I think the devs just want all of his options to be more accessible. I think that's what I've seen from these changes. Having the command grab, these command grab mix-ups that are more accessible is very nice to see. You know, I think that's covered everything. So I guess make sure you're landing the 5 HK punish counter. Because this new combo is definitely going to be... Yeah, this one's definitely going to be the main thing to look out for. 40% at level 1 is a bit ridiculous. And it's not, you know, the difficulty for the timing is comparable to the Shen Shao combo, so it's really not going to take that long to learn to do that new optimal combo. And you'll probably do it in ranked quite consistently once you have the muscle memory down, so yeah. Overall, lots of... I mean, those are the main changes for Season 4 that I'd be using. So I'll see you guys next time. I just wanted to make a quick video covering all of those new changes. A bit of a ramble, wasn't particularly good, but I'm too lazy to edit my videos. Bye. See you guys next time.